Evan McPherson has this one teed up.
And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium.
This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
They'll start on the ground with Dobbins.
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. Open man is Duvernay.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's 3rd and 4 now.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
On 3rd down, here's Dobbins.
And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
Fourth down, here's Jackson.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs.
Here we go, here we go.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41.
Justin Matabike firing across the line there and planning him for a loss.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
11.
Burrow looking to pass.
That one taken in by T. Higgins. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. Well, he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
11 MT. 11. Gotta go.
4th down. Here's Joe Burrow. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bengals triumph, but it doesn't work out. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of...
Blitz coming, and down he goes. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
To try again after the sack. Jackson, and pressure coming, and they got him once again. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. He's going to float this one deep right side. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell.
And the Bengals are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot.
Here we go. 11. 11 MT. 11 MT.
They will throw on first down with Burrow.
And that one caught downfield by Boyd.
Touchdown! Tyler Boyd, 51 yards.
And the Bengals post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
After a fairly uneventful first quarter, that last play, that'll make a few highlight clips.
It certainly will, and you're exactly right. The first quarter almost felt like a feeling out process, didn't it? Both teams, okay, what are we going to do? Looks like they ramped things up just a little bit to start the second quarter.
Zach Taylor's made the decision. They'll go for two here. And Burrow's going to look to throw for it.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
From his end zone, here comes Justice Hill. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. See if they can do better here on this drive.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Back to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And how about this for a setup? The ball will go over on downs at the 1-yard line. And a failure on 4th down on the other side leads immediately to a 1st and goal.
Mixon is in. Touchdown, Bengals. So that pretty conclusively, I might add, shows you the perils of going for it and not making it on 4th down. One play, touchdown.
Yeah, and I've got to put this on the man in charge, the head coach. He made the decision to go for it. To me, when punting was the only decision to make, and it backfired on him in a big way.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead now stands at 13.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From the 6. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And he is going to lose yardage here.
Score that tackle for loss to the Wyoming alumnus, Logan Wilson.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in second and long yardage.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Jackson.
Throwing out left and finding Likely.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Jackson to throw. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted.
Picked by Logan Wilson. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football.
You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
And the Ravens are going to get the football back as we have reached the 2-minute warning. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins.
And he'll be taken down at the 18. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. To throw is Jackson. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Oh, looking for Andrews downfield.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. The Ravens send their punter out now, as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And now a high kick here as he'll try to hang it up there. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. At the 48-yard line.
Let's get set. 12.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
And the Ravens are going to take over at their own 41. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
After the interception, here's Jackson.
He'll swing this out to Dobbins.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
A lot of times the key is just get him the ball and let him do his thing, and they got it out to him on the left side, and he did exactly that. excellent run after the catch.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, congratulations to them. They come through defensively with another stop. And let's face it, this secondary, they've gone unchallenged so far in the first half.
That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, Jackson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell.
And the Bengals will take over here just shy of the 30. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to...
And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Well, Charles, you're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
On 2, ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3.
This is taken just shy of the 10. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to mix it. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Give him 9 yards on the 2nd down screen play.
Got that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
11 MT, take. 11 MT.
Now Joe Burrow on 3rd and long.
Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. Instead, it's 4th down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Hayden Hurst, 69 yards. And the Bengals' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
It's complete, and he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They make their second half debut here. Things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
Throwing again on second down. Jackson. He'll dump this off complete to Dobbins. Finding space at the 40. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. Now it's Jackson. That's taken in by Duvernay. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up second down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 29-yard line. Jackson. He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Hey, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Right back to Dobbins on first. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll...
And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Ravens are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion. Jackson here is going to look to throw. And this is going to be caught, so they do get it.
And the 2 points. Now they're back down to a one-score deficit. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. From way up at the 23. They're going to take this up close to the 40, so really good starting field position.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And he will bring this back. It's a pick-6 and a Raven touchdown.
But Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick-6.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they wanted to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it. The conversion good, and we are tied in the 4th. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
This is going to...
Oh, and miscommunication on the lateral. The ball's out. And I believe he was able to get this back. He was. Boy, after giving up the touchdown, lucky that didn't turn into another.
I didn't do this in college, but I did it in high school. When you return kicks and you lose it yourself, the panic that goes through you and the determination to get the ball back, I don't even know how to describe it. And I think we just saw an example there.
Yeah, and the relief when you get it back like he did.
Yeah, you go to the sidelines, you know you're going to get yelled at, but you can handle it because you got the ball back.
After the pick-6, here's Burrow again.
He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Burrow. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, when you've got a tight end who can run, you've got to give him a shot to unlock the defense. Want to see what they can get, taking the big shot downfield. That one winds up incomplete.
That's caught over the middle by Hurst. And he stopped up short of the 1st as they tackle him down at about the 36. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a 1st down.
4th down. Here's Joe Burrow. He sets to fire deep. And this is going to be intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off.
I think you and I were a little...